An illegal alien driving under the influence and deported 15 times slams his pickup truck into a family driving home from Disneyland. The family's 6-year-old son was severely injured. Joining us now, the father of that young boy, Benjamin Lake. Benjamin, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
We know your son has been severely injured, and the last I read had two surgeries. Can you give us an update on how he's doing so far right now?
Sure. He's recovering slowly. He had some labs drawn this morning, which isn't a fun way to wake up. He's still on IV therapy for antibiotics, treating the bacteria that's in his skull cavity. Hopefully he'll be discharged later on this weekend, and then just long road to recovery ahead of him of just getting back to normal life and seeing what long-term effects this may have.
Right. Well, the entire country is going to be praying for your family and, of course, for your son. But I appreciate you coming on now because you've been thrust into one of the biggest debates in this country, of course not by choice, where someone who was deported 15 times, who came into this country illegally, the passenger, by the way, his passenger also is in this country illegally, 15 times plows into your family and changes your life. What are your thoughts now on where this nation is and with respect to illegal immigrants and sanctuary cities?
The more he's stabilized, the more I've had a chance to actually take a step back and kind of look into it and do some research. The sanctuary state law, it kind of boggles my mind as to how people want to pass that law and think that they're going to keep future generations or current citizens safe at this point. The fact that they updated the law, I believe, this March in California to say that the agents may talk to ICE, but to me it should be a mandatory communication between the two agencies, not just a may if they want to, if the guy's violent. It should be regardless if you're getting caught for doing something criminal and you got a legal background that, to me it should be a mandatory communication with the agencies. There shouldn't be an option there.
Well, before this all happened, were you apolitical on this? Are you not, because I think what's happening is a lot of Americans aren't necessarily paying attention, and we don't want to get to the point where tragedy has to show up to everyone's doorstep before there's some serious action. And I know California is going to be the last state to ever change if they ever do.
Well, I just think, for me, there's this whole narrative going out there about, how they're going to split up families and everything else, and that's the last thing, me and my family want. We respect people that want to work hard and be part of, our society. But when I realized that, your first time coming across illegal is a misdemeanor, the second time can be a felony, but there's no mandatory statutes there. There's no, and then making the sanctuary thing, it's an option if the police want to communicate with the agents for immigration and stuff. It just seems like I don't think the public really know that there's nothing set up to actually protect us. In fact, it's starting to seem like it's more towards protecting non-citizens than the people that are already here as citizens. Yeah.
Well, it is, to your point, it is that way in too many places, and we appreciate the brave struggle you're going through and taking some time to share your story with us. Thank you very much, Benjamin.
Thank you.